we have gotten to this point where most people are just brainwashed to a point where they can't think for themselves, where they're just biting everything that the powers that be are feeding them, hook, line, and sinker. And everyone is mentally weak out there, except for the few out here that I'd call you guys out here that have woken up to the game, that escaped the matrix. And as this is titled, Awaken the Lion. And the reason I wanted to plug this is because last week, when we saw this Joe Biden speech that made the noise all around Twitter, it was very evident to me just how bad the propaganda has gotten, and how far down the fascist rabbit hole we have gotten to, where the powers that be think that this was a good speech to put out there. Like all of the symbolism of it is absolutely insane, that we've gotten the powers that be to overstep their boundary this far. Like it was really a moment where Nico had to sit me down. He's like, yo, this is why I watch what I watch, because I knew this was going to go down for a while. And I'm like, all right, bet, like I got it. But anyways, let's get into some of these points in the article. And guys, you really need to read this whole thing and click on all the links, because our boy Zach is killing it. And when I read this, when I was doing the drafts, making sure that I got the thumbnails ready, I literally shed a tear of just like, yo, I knew that this is the signal we need to put out there, and that this is the conviction levels that I believe you need to have out there, because we are in a World War III right now. It's an information war, and you guys are on the front line. It's a monetary war, and you guys need to be prepared, mentally prepared to withstand what is going on, because we've devolved so far down the tyrannical rabbit hole, the authoritarian rabbit hole, that it's only going to take a concerted effort of individuals that are just tired and fed up of the bullshit. And I believe we're getting to that tipping point now. How much more do we have to go before the masses all wake up? I don't know, but I believe in the idea of the intolerant minority. And the United States was created by a small handful of men that just didn't give a fuck anymore, and they just put their heels in and change the world. So I'm not going to read the whole article, but there's some great points in here that we need to cover. So awaken the lion. And the first one is, wake up, you stupid peasant. You've got gaslit big time. You're literally under a mass psychosis hypnosis, and you don't even know it. And this was one of the defining moments that I had over the weekend watching this Joe Biden speech. It's like, we have really been brainwashed to such an extent. And I was having conversations with my friends. It's like, it's really amazing how over the top the brainwashing has become, and furthermore, how weak people are mentally out there. And I tell Nico all the time, like, fix your mind and your ass will follow. And he's always telling me like, yo, bro, like, you're going to do well in life because your mind is right. And this is what I tell everyone that I meet, is like, you need to fix your mind first, and then everything else will follow. Be fit mentally, be fit physically, and you can be fit spiritually. And this is what we're doing here, guys. The money, we say it all the time, fix the money, fix the world. Well, once you find Bitcoin, once you get on that Bitcoin Zen, you're able to, audit yourself, meditate on who you are, and eliminate all the noise, eliminate all the negativity in your life, and start to create your life into something that you can be proud of, because the news anchors are not your friends, are not your friends, and the celebrities damn sure are not your friends, guys. They are brainwashing you out there in legacy media, and if you're not aware of it, the propaganda is going deep, and people are freaking mentally children out there. Like, everyone is so weak in the brain right now. It's absolutely insane. I say it all the time, it's reels before feels, but everyone in the world right now is feels before reels. And as Zach put it here, like, we are not interested in the sheep. Like, we don't need the sheep. We need lions out there, guys. We need the guardians of the galaxy. We need the remnant. The enemy is at the gates, and we got to shut that shit down for once and for all. So if you're ready to ride, mount up and let's go, guys. I fundamentally believe that we are in such a defining moment right now in the world that you don't have the luxury to bullshit anymore. Like, it is now or never. And I know people say like, oh, we have more than one chance, but fundamentally, I think that now is the most important time. You need to stand up for what you believe in. I say it all the time, the only ideas that matter are the ones that you're willing to fight for. And so I think we're at this point now where if you're upset about stuff in what's going on in society, like stand up and say something about it, because, you know, being a Bitcoiner is one thing, but if you're not telling people about the solutions out there, then what are you really doing? And I have this view right here. Look, I put my tweet up here. It's like militant positivity. I read this article and this is the thought that came to me is, guys, we need to be so damn strong in our messaging and our optimism about the future that no one can fight what we're saying, because people need hope out there. And I know it's hard to try to get into the minds of the collectivists and try to incept ideas, but I'm on this messaging of like, look, you can't just orange pill your friends. You got to orange pill your enemy as well, because people need to understand what is going on. And it's not up to you guys. Like, I've put it on myself personally that this is what I'm here to do, is I'm here to orange pill anyone that will listen, and even those that don't listen. This is why I'm Saint Opti the Truth Teller on Twitter, because I've taken this up as my crusade of, yo, I'm here to spread the truth as far as possible, because this is a defining moment in our times. It's like, if we don't stand up for this now, then we can be in for a freaking bad time for the rest of humanity. So if you're keeping score, we got those thieving central bankers numbers. We got them dead to rights. Bitcoin is going to eat their lunch, but that's a problem, bro. Like, it's not just the central bankers that are going to get wrecked. The shareholders of the central bankers are the shareholders of the largest corporations. And so, guys, we all the time, Bitcoin is playing for all the marbles. So if we succeed in what we're doing, the fiat system will collapse, and the powers that be are going to scramble for power. And I think this is where we're at right now. And I think you guys can feel that, because the messaging is getting worse, and people are noticing how crazy it is getting out there. So Bitcoin is definitely the I don't give a shit, I'm a badass crazy honey badger, and the globalist politicians are stinging the shit out of the honey badger, trying to keep their sweet, sweet money printing honeycomb for themselves. This is why you're seeing all this narratives going against Bitcoin, because we are winning this and we are playing for all the marbles, and they know that we know what is going on, guys. So this is not times to take a day off. Look, I'm sweating because I'm fighting a cold, but I realize, like, you can't stop the signal, and that's just why we're showing up on Labor Day, to continue to give you guys a signal, because I fundamentally believe this is a defining moment in humanity. And if you're here as a Bitcoiner, like, you were born to be here, because shit is crazy, and we've been, you know, docile for so long. We live in such a weak society that we have been formed into strong men, not by choice, but just by circumstance. And the circumstance is that on one hand, if they shut down the open source monetary revolution, aka Bitcoin, and the dystopian CBDC horrors that you couldn't imagine will fill this world, then we are so fucking wrecked that I wouldn't want to be in this world. Hence why we fucking show up every day and tell you guys that Bitcoin is the way, and you need to take this as me and Nico have been saying, you know, Bitcoin revolutionaries out there, because we are changing the world, and it is a monetary revolution. Because on the other hand, and the open source monetary revolution dissolves the kleptocracy into oblivion forever. And you got a front row seat to this action, and you got a big decision to make, my fellow Lions. You either stand up to the bullshit, or you get fucking wrecked and your family becomes enslaved forever. Like, it's up to you guys to stand up and to be a fucking legend in your own right. Stop eating the bullshit. It is Labor Day, and this is, you know, one of the days of, like, there's so many hardworking plebs out there, and this is the stuff that gets me excited. It's like the hardworking plebs out there, the hardworking Bitcoiners are the ones that are going to change this world. And personally, as Zach wrote here, like, it's a simple choice, really. If you have a spine and a functioning brain, like, I understand not everyone has that, but it's a simple choice. The path of legend is not well worn for a reason. Not all names are remembered. Not everyone is relegated to the fate of savior of mankind, but some of you are, and you know who you are. You can feel that fire of yours burning hotter now, that undying light of hope that no amount of darkness can extinguish. It burns brighter now, knowing there are others like you, ready, willing, and able to stand shoulder to shoulder with your fellow guardians to carry the weight of the world. If that's what it takes, then that's what shall be done. Death arrives for us all. The difference, my friend, is how we live. So let's get to work. If it's war they want, then war we shall give them, guys. And we say it all the time, Bitcoin is a peaceful revolution, but you're going to have to stand up for something. And I think now is the time to stand up for what you believe in, because your enemies out there, the central bankers, the politicians, they aren't taking a break. And they are doing everything they can to make you fucking poor, desolate, starving, and freezing. And I don't know about you, but if they're trying to attack us like this, then I know that we are winning. We are way more powerful. And you got to understand what your power is here, guys. It's like they can probe for weaknesses. They can attack self-custody. They can attack the asset through fraudulent tax evasion cases. They can try to KYC you. They can attack the network through internet outages. And they can try to attack the code with developers, trying to insert tail emissions. You see the attacks out there and you know what's going on. But those attacks have and will continue to come, and they are just probes and prods. The central banking enemy is searching for weakness, but every time they probe, they make Bitcoin stronger. They make you stronger. I say it all the time, pressure builds diamonds, and some people just aren't built for it. Some people crumble under the weight. But if you're here listening, if you're here on the front lines, I fundamentally believe you have something inside you that woke up and wants to fight for what is right and for what you know to be true, and fight for freedom. And this is what we do here. This is what Bitcoin is. And so, are you strengthening Bitcoin, bro? Like, are you strengthening your self-custody setup? Are you strengthening your node setup? Are you strengthening your communications and your verified Bitcoin network? Or are you strengthening see, it's like we don't win because these techniques are available. We win because we are already using these tools and helping other less technical friends and family utilize these tools, guys. Like, this is the crux of this whole article right here. Get out of the mindset that you have no control over the outcome of this open source monetary revolution. You are the force for this change. We say it all the time. Bitcoin is a revolution of the individual. Take your fucking life back. Take your power back. And furthermore, help other people take their powers back. Like, spark the idea that you can become a human again. You don't have to eat the shit. You don't have to be a fiat slave. It's precisely because of honest, humble, thoughtful, and well-intentioned people like yourself that will lead us to a world of an open, global, permissionless, uncensorable monetary monopoly revolution. You are the change this world needs. Act like it. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Awaken the lion. Let's fucking go. Guys, it is Labor Day today, and it's only fitting that this is the message that I wanted to put out there, because it's up to the average person out there, the hardworking individual, to just say, look, I've had enough of this. And until we get to that point where more people stand up, then we're just going to continue to eat the shit. But as this title is called, Awaken the Lion Within. And I know a lot of you guys have awakened the lion within because you're a Bitcoiner, you're on the front lines. But part of that awakening the lion within is building a tribe of badass motherfuckers around you so that we can continue to fight and continue to tell these fucking parasites to go fuck themselves. Nico, I apologize. I went a little ham. I cussed a little more. I'm sweating. I'm fighting through this sickness. But this is the stuff that gets me excited, bro. Like, people need to realize that the powers that be have made you a freaking child mentally. There's a word, it's called menticide. They literally have killed your mind, and you got to take back your mind. Fix your mind and your ass will follow. First and foremost, it starts with your thinking, guys. So continue to think positive thoughts. As I put over here, militant positivity, guys. This is the vibe I'm on. Continue to be positive in the face of all this, all these obstacles, and be militant about it, guys. Like, this is a peaceful revolution, but stop taking the shit, man. Build something that you can be proud of and be a badass. Awaken the lion within, man. Find the hunger within you. I know you have it. I know you feel it. Now lean into it and let your intuition lead. Rant over.